I'm sorry that I cannot be in attendance today. Prior to watching this video, please click the attendance link above this video in order to get a credit for your attendance in class today. Today we will be starting Unit 2, which is all about the structure of living things and organisms. We're going to start our lesson with talking about Unit 2, lesson number 1. What is the difference between a living and a non-living thing? So living things have certain life processes. Living things are made of cells. Cells are the building blocks of the living things. An organism is something that is created by cells. A living thing is called an organism. We would not call a rock an organism because it is not a living thing. We would not call the sun a living organism because it is not a living thing. Living things are made of cells. Organisms can be multicellular or unicellular. If an organism is multicellular, it is made of more than one cell. If it is unicellular, it is made of one cell. Unicellular. A unicellular organism is made of one cell. Multicellular. A multicellular organism is made of more than one cell. Again, a cell is the building blocks of all living things. So how do we know if something is alive? There are 8 processes that all living things have in common. All living things do these things, but some have unique ways of doing them. When we talk about a life process is any activity or function that is necessary for life to continue. The first characteristic of life, or one of our life processes, is synthesis. Synthesis is the creation of substances such as sugar and protein within the body that are essential for life. For example, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which plants make sugars in order to live. Synthesis, the creation of substances such as sugar or protein within the body that are essential for life. Humans and other organisms that are mammals typically undergo protein synthesis, where we take in food and we make our own nutrients via protein synthesis. The second life process is transport. All living things move substances throughout the organisms. This can be passive or this can be active circulation. If we think about in humans we have a circulatory system which transports our nutrients and things actively throughout our system. Our third life process is excretion. Excretion is the release of waste products. Living organisms create waste that must be removed from their bodies. Things like contractile vacuoles, the excretory system, or respiratory system release waste back into the environment so that living things can continue to persist. The fourth characteristic of life is regulation. Regulation means that the living thing tries to maintain internal balance, such as temperature or water. This process can be done through a homeostasis, water-based balance, the endocrine system, the nervous system, or the excretion system. So living things try and protect themselves by maintaining a balance. All living things must get nutrition, meaning some type of food either from the external environment for their growth and their development. Living things grow, meaning that they can increase in cell size and or divide their cells again. Living things also respirate. They use oxygen to convert food into energy, for example, in the cellular respiration, carbon cycle, or respiratory system. Even plants breathe. Living things also reproduce, meaning that they make more of themselves. Living things reproduce or make more of themselves. This can happen sexually through 2 parents or asexually. You can remember these life processes with this acronym called STRNGR. This is a picture of a STRNGR spider which reminds us of what are the different characteristics of life. Please feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot at this time. For today's assignments, you are going to go to Unit 2, Lesson 1. You are going to click Enter here, navigate to Unit 2, and then you're going to click on Lesson 1. When you get to Unit 2, Lesson number 1, you are going to come to your lesson page. Your lesson page will look like this. Your lesson page is going to have the 3 activities you're expected to complete asynchronously. You will complete the engage activity. Your instructions are listed here. An explain activity, your instructions are also listed here, and an evaluate activity, which is also listed here. Your due dates can be found on the right. If you have any questions, I will get back with you by Tuesday, October the 20th. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.